This is a big step up. For the very first time, we're in the Dallara Formula 3 car in iRacing, a C-Class series that this week visits Brands Hatch. We've managed to qualify in 10th of a 27-car grid, but with 22 laps to navigate in a brand new car, anything could happen. As we wait for the green lights, there's just enough time to let you know about the new Broca Discord server. Everyone's welcome to join, there's loads of great sim racing crack. There's a link in the description, I'd love to see you there. But right now we've got a race to run as we wait for the lights to go green, and we are underway for the very first time in our brand new F3 car. Starting up in the top 10, but this is a notoriously difficult circuit here at Brands Hatch, and already 3 drivers off into the gravel, off to the left hand side. We will benefit from that as we got through cleanly, but I've got a driver down my inside that looks like it's Taiuti. Yes, Lorenzo Taiuti takes the place, so we could very well be back in 8th position. We'll find out more about that as the standings update, but you can see Taiuti not finished with just getting down my inside. He's challenging Qatada as well further up the road. In fact, they're going to be side by side. Big hit, and somehow Taiuti survives it. It looked for all the world like he was going to be spearing off into the barrier. We're now 3 wide with the other 2 drivers, and being honest, I just thought better of it. I didn't want my first Formula 3 race to end after just a handful of corners, so we backed out and we lived to fight another day. But Taiuti still piling on the pressure on Qatada. He's down the inside through the right-hander and he gets the position on a breathless opening lap here at Brands Hatch. But then isn't every lap at Brands Hatch a breathless one, as we're rounding then into the final sector of the lap, just a few tenths of a second behind Qatada, and it looks like we've got ourselves nicely into the top 10 here as other drivers have come a cropper on this opening lap. And in fact, we just have enough time to take a look back then at what played out at the start. Check out the Force India liveried car of Rivera. He nudged out Gorix, but then another driver joined them in the gravel trap. This is Roussel, and actually he just lost it on cold tyres and cold brakes and ended up joining the accident. And here then is just a quick alternative view of me thinking better than going 3 wide through that corner there. On to lap 2 then, and we are still following very closely behind. Qatada up ahead. We've got a bit of a gap back to Fengler in our rear view, and in fact Qatada up the road has just made a mistake into the left-hander there. He'll be slow on exit, and that'll give me a chance to pull alongside him on the long back straight, but I'm on the outside for the next set of corners. Very, very difficult to go 2 wide through here, and in the end I just have to bleed off the throttle. He had the high ground into the corner, but can I pile the pressure on through this succession of rapid corners? And it looks like I got a better exit here up the hill. I've got the inside line. Very brave to go side by side through here. We're still side by side on corner exit, but I've got the momentum to carry the position around the outside, and that should put us up into 6th position. Let's take a look at that again on replay. A great pass down the inside. Good racing. Qatada give me plenty of room, and then side by side through the next corner, and he ends up losing 2 positions for the price of 1. We'll see it again from the chopper cam, just how close we were running side by side, and very opportunistic from Fengler behind to also get the pass done. We resume then on lap 8. We're actually up into 5th position as one of the lead drivers actually disconnected from the race. Really unfortunate for him as we're now rounding the hairpin coming down the hill. We are though coming under pressure from Axel Fengler behind. The gap has been around 0.7, 0.5 seconds for the last few laps, and as we're coming into the left-hander we just overshoot it slightly, a snap of oversteer, and we've got a very bad exit onto the back straight, and that is going to give Fengler a huge opportunity as he's now within a 10th of a second tucked into our slipstream. He shapes to the inside, and I wasn't quick enough to defend that inside line, and he's got the move done, and he will be up into 5th position. Let's see it again on replay. Really, now was the time for me to go defensive, but unfortunately just didn't react in time. He makes the pass, and we're down into 6th position. On to lap 11 then, and you can see we've managed to keep pretty close to Fengler up ahead. We've been within a second, but a back marker has begun to get involved. We're now following 20th placed Ben Taylor, who must have been in the wars earlier in the race, but unfortunately he's not that keen to lose any more time and make it easy for some of the front runners to pass him. So I've been stuck behind him now for a good few corners. I'm hoping as we're coming onto the start-finish straight that he's going to take the hint and pull over to one side and let me past. He's under no obligation to do so, but it would be a very nice thing to do. Unfortunately not. We're going to close right in on him, and the difficulty here is at Brands Hatch there are so few opportunities to overtake us. Again he shapes to the inside almost to ward me off coming down the inside there. He locked up as well, but because there's not many overtaking opportunities, it's very easy to get stuck behind drivers. Oh, but look at that, up ahead Fengler's had a big accident under no pressure coming down the straight. We'll take a look back at that shortly, but look in my rear view mirror. Yuji Shibuya has closed right in as I've been running slow behind Taylor, and now he has a run on me down the back straight. He's going to shape to the inside again. He's got his nose down the inside, and just as quickly as I'd gained the position from Fengler, I've lost it to Shibuya. He now has the job of getting past Ben Taylor. Can he uncork the bottle and try and get past? And if he does, am I able to follow on through as well? Because this has compromised my race significantly here. I think I lost at least a second. Oh, and I've gone and made a mistake as well. That's one of the first mistakes I've made in this race, just running out wide. At least I kept on track, which is more than Taylor's been able to do. He's off into the gravel, and I just wonder, was there contact there with Shibuya? Before that though, this is Fengler's incident. At least he was able to hold the brakes, keep it out the tyres, and he's able to resume racing. Here then, oh, maybe there was a bit of contact to put Taylor out into the gravel. If not, maybe a bit of netcode. Either way, I was able to get on past. We're on to lap 15 then, so getting towards the final third of this race. We're now about a second and a half behind Shibuya, who's had great pace to come through the field, but we've been able to stay just about in touch. But another quicker driver is also coming through the pack, and that's Magna Rovik behind. He's now just 0.3 seconds in my rear view mirror. You can see him getting larger. I made a bit of a mistake coming through the final corner there, just clipped the curb, and we're going to see a wonderful overtaking manoeuvre then from Rovik down my inside. Not much I could do about that. I didn't see him coming. He came from quite a way back, but he controlled the move beautifully. There he goes down my inside. Fantastic racing. Fair play to him. He does just have more pace than I do on this day in history, and that really was my feeling through the latter part of the race. I was running pretty consistent 1 minute 18s, occasionally getting into the high 1 minute 17s. That was just my pace in this combination on this day in history. Some of the drivers up ahead, they were going into the 117s. I think we may have also seen a 116. So in the end, I think I've ran as good a race as I could. Look in the rear view mirror though, this is Katana, who stayed in touch with me through the race. He's still really within striking distance, just a second, and he's lost it on the very last lap of the race. He then is out of contention. Here it is, a spin into the left-hander, and that will have devastated him, I'm sure, because he loses at least one position, maybe more, as he rejoins slowly there. We're going to come round the last corner of the lap then to finish this race, and wow, it was so enjoyable. It is intense though. I was absolutely knackered at the end of this race. The F3 car is nice and planted, but it's a really physical experience, especially on such a rapid, relentless circuit like Brands Hatch. Here then are the final classified results. You can see a decent haul of championship points, a good bump to the iRacing as well. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Remember, check out the Discord server, there's a link in the description, and I will see you on the next one.